tuned in live. KDKW-DB vibe. Where the slow jams ride and the heart don't hide. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Yeah. Turn it up, feel that energy. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Come on, come on. It's the sound of what your heart needs. Late night, daylight, same feel. Real talk, real love, all real. From the classics to the new wave, every song sound like bouquet. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Turn it up, feel that energy. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Hey, it's the sound of what your heart needs.
Welcome to the KDKW-DB radio show. I'm your host, DS Wall. And before I continue, I want you guys to make sure you like, subscribe, and share my show. It helps the brother out, helps me out dearly. So make sure you do that. Secondly, I am so glad to be here. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you guys. It's been a while. I've been busy. I've been cooking in the kitchen, but more importantly, I had to handle some business. And I'm back, and I'm just grateful to be here. God is good. I hope everybody is taking and smell the flowers and enjoy life and enjoy doing what you're doing. You know, life is short. We don't have a lot of time in life. So just make sure you enjoy the time that you have. It's so precious. And remember, my slogan on KDKW-DB radio is we bring love back to R&B music. Because more than anything, especially today, our music needs some love. Because our genre has taken hits after hits after hits after hits, even in hip hop, not by the fans, but by the art. See, on today's show, I'm going to talk about a gentleman whose legacy in hip hop music will live forever, but the things he did outside his music will also live forever, and not in a good way. Who I'm talking about is Africa Bambataa, who 12 days ago died of a complication of cancer. And usually when people die, we say rest in peace. You know, we send our condolences to it. Always live forever. And in this case, Africa Bambataa is complicated because while a lot of us will try to remember all the good that he did in hip hop and started the Zulu Nation, some of us, including the people he abused, the people that he did wrong, will always remember what he did to them. And that's why this is complicated. Not by me, but by the people who love him, cherish him, or you love his music. For some people, it's hard to it's hard to separate the man from the music. See, me, the man and the music, they go together. And when you hurt people, in this case, when you hurt boys, young boys, you hurt kids, there's no reason the music will support you. Then you have some people out here who believes that, hey, you know, I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in my past. How can I be mad at him for mistakes he made? And it's plain and simple. He didn't make a mistake. He found. He broke a trust. He became a monster or predator. See, when we make mistakes, we ask for forgiveness. We pray for forgiveness. We own what we did. And there are consequences when we make mistakes. But when people like Africa Bambataa make mistakes, they feel that there should be no consequence because of who they are, because of what they've done. See, they use their name and their legacy to get away with the things they've done. Look at Puff Daddy, R. Kelly. They use their influence to say, this is not true, these allegations are false. Normally, all the facts are right there. They use their power, their influence to get away with things that they shouldn't get away with, whereas Joes or average people like us, or people with high character, it doesn't matter. We will get punished. And, you know, I hear it all the time, you know, we shouldn't be bringing ourselves down. We should not be criticizing each other. We shouldn't be destroying our own culture. And I 100% agree with that. But the only problem is, like Africa Bambataa is the one who destroyed our culture. He is partially responsible for where the hip hop culture is, and it's not good. Everything that we thought what the hip hop culture is and was is a lie. It's a lie. The reality of the hip hop culture, how can I say this be nice? It's about pedophilia. The hip hop culture that Africa Bambataa started, it's all about pedophilia and being with young. That's what the hip hop culture is about for him. The hip hop culture that I thought it was, it don't even exist anymore. It was just a figment of my imagination. You know, Africa Bambaataa, a man widely considered one of the main pioneers of hip hop, died of prostate cancer on April 9th at the age of 68. Again, you know, outpouring condolences from friends, family, and fans across the world who love him, They paid tribute to his profound and unmistakable impact of one of the world's most popular and politically influential music genres. And that is true. And what also is true is that his impact was overshadowed by the numerous of men, grown men, who were teenage boys or kids who knew him, accused him of sexual abuse. The rapper and producer is best known for breakout tracks like Planet Rock back in '82, and the founding member of the Universal Nation. As someone said, his talent agent, NAF Management Entertainment, said, and I quote, hip hop will never be the same without him, but everything hip hop is today is because of him. His spirit lives in every beat, every cipher, every corner. Being sarcastic, yeah, that is true. It's amazing how I read it. And the people who knew him, all the old school rappers from KRS One, LL Cool J, all those guys who stood by him over the years, those are probably the same one who knew what he was doing and turned their backs to what was going on. I remember someone saying that KRS One was trying to defend him through hip hop. See, this goes back to what's always hurt our culture, is that what I call hear no evil, see no evil. Is that you know the person's out here doing wrong, doing something that ain't supposed to be doing, and we turn our backs on. We don't check them. We don't call them out on it. We just continue to let them do it. Africa Bambataa sexually abused a lot of boys. And before I started this show, I was on YouTube and I read another article. It wasn't just one or two or 20, it was hundreds dating back to the 70s. And that is so sad that nobody was there to protect those boys. They were probably so caught up that, hey, this is Africa Bambataa. I mean, that guy's a legend in South of Bronx. That's the guy, that's the big homie. I'm quite sure they didn't expect to be sexually abused by someone they look up to that was in their own neighborhood, that was living in their own city, a pioneer, the guy who's been called the godfather of hip hop. They weren't expected to be sexually abused. They ain't asked for it. And this article talks about his early years of DJing. It talks about when he was exposed to music at an early age, and his ability to repurpose and mix old hits became one of his signature at his parties that he threw. He was the first DJ to use back breaks, incorporating the iconic Roland TR-808 drum machine, in which he said, while most DJs let the music play for 15, 20 minutes, he was changing every minute or two. Well, I always been told, you know, God bless us with a gift. He give us a gift because he want us to do what we were made to do, what we were supposed to be doing. Some of us got a gift of knowledge, the gift to be athletic, and the gift to be a musical genius. Africa Bambataa got the gift to be a musical genius as a DJ, and later on as a hip hop wasted. He wasted that. In previous interviews, Bambataa has denied of all the sexual allegations, the molestations. He has denied all of them. Even when numerous grown men who came out back in 2016, for him to only change his story. You can hear the pain in his voice and say he was talking to a certain person. That's not Africa Bambataa, someone that was part of the Zulu Nation. When he's having that phone call, you can hear the pain in his voice when he said, I held this in for a very long time. The abuse, being molested, he held that in. You hear the pain in his voice, and you can hear that he waited for someone who has a huge following on YouTube, who has countless and said what happened to him by being sexually abused and molested by Africa Bambataa. He went into detail. He told his story, his truth. And when he get for it, to be mocked, to be called names, going on these detail what happened to him, only to be called a liar, to be said, you liked it. And that strong man took all that criticism. It didn't break him because he told his truth. He told what happened to him. And there are countless other victims. John Doe, who name that wasn't revealed, sued Africa Bambataa in court for being molested and sexual abuse, and won. He won because Bambaataa refused to show up to court. He won because Bambaataa refused to acknowledge what he did. He won because justice was on his side. The bad thing about that is that Bambaataa wasn't prosecuted, arrested, protect those young and watch over them from a child predator. If someone would have been there for them, all this will probably never happen. But again, like I said, it's the hear no evil, see no evil culture. But it's also you hear the evil, but you want. As a father, I wouldn't know what to do, how to respond if that was my son. If my son was sexually abused or molested, I think I would have lost my mind. I think I would be disappointed because I didn't protect my son. I wonder how those other fathers feel, what happened to their son, or how their mothers would have felt that their son was violated by a man that they trusted, by a man who is an icon in their neighborhood, in their city, by a man who grew up like them, who experienced hard times like them, only to be a predator of young boys. The reason why I wanted to do this topic and talk about this is because in our culture, in our community, in our music, we have a problem. Hip hop has a problem. See, all the dirty secrets about hip hop is starting to come out. It's a problem. All the secrets of our favorite artists that we like and what they do behind closed doors, when they do it on the stage, it's a problem. See, we have to hold them accountable. There's no way in the world that we should be supporting their music if they out here being a pedophile and a sick freak hurting kids. Not the hip hop culture that all of us didn't think of. That's not the hip hop culture that we all thought it was. It's not. It shouldn't be. Hip hop culture has had nothing to do with pedophilia. We need to have this conversation about our culture and about our music because it's too many of our favorite musicians are out here not living up to the standard that we hold them to, but more importantly, they're not living to their own standard as grown men. Even the ones who are not out here did or doing the things that Africa Bambataa did or R. Kelly did in R&B music, or with Puff Daddy as one of the best producers in the night. We got to hold them accountable for their actions, for what they did, because nobody else is doing it. Sure, Puff's in prison. He's going to be out soon. But once he get out, what's going to happen? Are we going to throw a parade for him when he get out, or are we going to hold him accountable for what he did? Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't support their music, because a lot of us want to separate the music from the artist, separate the music for the person. If that's who you are, that's fine. But I'm telling you, that's a hard thing to do, because if you support the music, you support the person. That means you support what the person has did or has done. We have to hold them accountable every day. We get held accountable every day. When are we going to stand up and hold them? Africa Bambataa should have been locked up in prison and the key thrown away a long time ago. But all the legendary hip-hop artists during his time, decided to turn around and walk away because they didn't want to be bothered. They didn't want to check him for what he was doing. Anytime you see a grown man with a bunch of young boys with him, whether it's on this interview, if you go on YouTube, it's called Culture Something. And this artist talks about how he went into the studio where Bambataa was and smelled like baby pop. And then he got a feedback from, I'm guessing, was Bambataa manager out in California, and he explained the situation. Her reaction was, I told him not to pray. And if you guys can see the look on his face and the look on my face right now, that's telling me you knew what type of guy he was. You knew what he was doing, and you didn't report it to the authorities? You didn't report what he was doing? Why do we feel the need to protect guys, to protect men like Africa Bambataa? Why? Because he's an icon? Because he's one of the founding fathers of hip-hop? The hip-hop culture is messed up because all their dirty secrets are coming out. You know, sometimes stories like this breaks my heart. Stories like this kind of make you realize that how truly small that people care. It also proves to me that there's a problem. We need to have this conversation. We need to fix this problem because this problem is not a one-time thing. Ever since hip-hop was created, this has been the problem. I'm going to end this show by saying a few things. One, my hearts and prayers go out to Africa Bambataa victims. I pray that they get the help they need, and I pray that they will get their life back, get their strength back. I pray that they heal, and I pray they continue to share and tell their story. And I pray that they be able to help other victims of sexual abuse. And I also want to say that if you are a victim, please reach out to someone you trust that will help you. Reach out to someone who you know that would be there for you. If you're being abused, report it. Tell it. Don't hold it in. Don't give your abuser that power over you. Say something. I know it's not easy. I know it's not. It's very difficult. I would rather you report it than have your abuser out here hurting more people. And just who are like you, who've been abused, is standing with you side by side. So don't ever be afraid. This has been DSKD. Have a blessed day. Continue the good fight. Continue to make a difference and continue to help people out here who needs help. Stay strong. Stay blessed. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Yeah, you tuned in live. KDKW-DB vibe. Where the slow jams ride and the heart don't hide. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Yeah. Turn it up, feel that energy. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Come on, come on. It's the sound of what your heart needs. Late night, daylight, same feel. Real talk, real love, all real. From the classics to the new wave, every song sound like bouquet. KDKW-DB, we bring love back to R&B. Turn it up, feel